There is a growing consensus around the world that AI regulation is a necessity, thanks in part to the rise of ChatGPT and generative AI, which has supercharged discussions that have been taking place for years in global bodies and national governments. Many have proposed something like the International Atomic Energy Agency, an IAEA for AI, something to ensure that AI's benefits are widely enjoyed while its harms are minimized or prevented. OpenAI, the very firm that fomented this fervor and fear with the release of ChatGPT, has proposed this, and other scholars have followed. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to argue the exact opposite. The IAEA mostly works as intended. Only a small handful of states have acquired nuclear weapons after the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty was signed that gave the IAEA its mandate to prevent proliferation. Unfortunately, that success is very much a product of the history of nuclear weapons and of nuclear technology generally. It took great effort for the international community to fashion the IAEA into the organization it is today. Its mission to prevent nuclear proliferation was only seriously pursued after the Cuban Missile Crisis, where humanity stood on the very precipice of total annihilation, stared deeply into the abyss, and thought better of it. Even still, it took several years. Of course, an idea that takes such effort does not make it necessarily bad. We often do things, important things, not because they're easy, but because they're hard. Maybe an international institution to regulate AI, like the moon landing, is a challenge undertaken precisely for this reason. No. The IAEA is also a product of the technology it regulates. Nuclear weapons require specific resources that are not replaceable in the supply chain and are trackable and detectable thanks to radioactivity. Nuclear arsenals and payloads are countable and calculable. The main nuclear arsenals were concentrated in two states, who had the lion's share of the world's military power that could credibly enforce moratoriums on others. Finally, peaceful uses of atomic energy can be separated from military production with judicious inspections. None of these factors match AI. Instead of putting all of our eggs in a basket designed to carry another problem, we should think differently about AI regulation. We should think of targeted agreements for specific dangerous uses like integration with nuclear weapons. We should think of norms that create conditions for commonality based on safety. We should think of carefully considered legislation in key countries where AI progress is concentrated. And we should think of restraint and care from the private sector that is driving so much of the technological change. Technology is ever-changing, and so too must our methods of controlling it. We should not blindly follow the past to protect our future.